Hey guys, what's up? It's Jared Cuber, and in this video we have an unboxing from Instagram user CalmCuber. In here we have a very special modification that he sent me to show you guys, and I'm really excited to check it out. Alright, so we have a note first of all. So let's go ahead and read this note first. So it says, "Dear JR, thank you for the opportunity to show off some of my puzzles, and sorry in advance for the bad handwriting. In this box here are two puzzles. The first puzzle is a gift for you." Oh, that's very nice. It is a 1x2x2 Zoc cube. It was made from a Z cube 1x2x2. The puzzle has a cap mechanism, so all I had to do is take off the caps and sand two of the sides off and put the caps back on. The second puzzle is a Fisher 7x7. It was made from an original Shankshaw 7x7. To extend each face, I used the same method that Greg's puzzles used to make his 7x7 octahedron, which was to superglue 10mm plastic cubes to each face, then sand them down flat. The plastic cubes are many colors, which means every piece needed to be painted individually, which slightly affects the turning. The stickers were made by Chewy's Custom Stickers. Alright, well thank you for the very nice note. Let's go ahead and check out the puzzles. So it says pull up here, and then we've got some newspaper, and then it looks like the two puzzles in here. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and check out this 1x2x2 Zoc cube first. And I've seen this puzzle on his Instagram before, so I kind of know what it looks like. But here it is. So here is the puzzle. So basically what a Zoc cube is a puzzle that's have had some of its layers offset and then had those layers cut down so that the whole cube is the same shape. So basically if you were to turn this like that, now you can see that it is a normal 1x2x2, just very misproportional. It's not exactly proportional. And then when you turn it like this is actually when it's solved, and it's now kind of looks like a 1x1x2. So for comparison, here is a normal 1x1x2. This is a handmade one that I made before. And so basically, if you turn it like that, you can see how the two are similar. It's just that these pieces have been cut down so that the entire width of the two layers is the same as the width of one layer. And then you turn it like that, so that it kind of gets offset like that, and it looks really cool. So of course the 1x2x2 is a very simple puzzle. It only has 6 combinations, but this little Zoc cube I think might add a few more just because of the way it's stickered, but yeah, still a very simple puzzle. It's always just a couple of moves away from being solved. But yeah, I think it just looks really cool, and it's very well done. So he said that all he had to do was take the caps off and then sand it down to put the caps back on, which means that you still get the full finished look on all of the pieces that you would get from like a mass-produced puzzle. So that's really cool. And then the stickers have this really cool, like they're not totally like flat, like they're a little bit bumpy, but they're not the vinyl stickers that you see on like Meffert's puzzles. It's something else entirely. So I don't know if you guys can see the texture on there at all, but that is kind of what it looks like. So it's very cool. So that is the 1x2x2 Zoc cube. Huge thank you to CalmCuber for giving this puzzle to me. That is very nice of him. So let's go ahead and now move on to the main puzzle of this video, the main modification that he wanted to send me, which is the 7x7 Fisher cube. Wow, look at that. So there's just the top face, and we will go ahead and show the entire puzzle. Wow. This looks incredible. So here is the 7x7 Fisher cube. This is such a cool mod, I've gotta say. So just a little bit of puzzle modding history if you guys don't know. This is a Fisher cube. This is the 3x3 version. It was originally made by Tony Fisher, I'm pretty sure in like the 80s actually. So it was one of the first modifications that was ever done to a 3x3. And all it is basically the one axis has been shifted 45 degrees. So what that means is that the corners have been cut in half, and then those pieces from the corners were then glued on to the edges to extend the edges out to retain a cube shape, and that forms this kind of iconic Fisher face and this whole Fisher cube, which shapeshifts and is just a really fun puzzle. And it's just kind of an interesting solve because it's got 4 supercube centers and then 2 normal centers. So yeah, this is a very interesting puzzle. However, it hasn't really been applied to bigger cubes very much because it's quite a difficult modification to do. I've thought about how to make higher order Fisher cubes before for sure, and I've definitely wanted to try one before, The highest order Fisher cube I've ever done is actually just a cuboid Fisher cube, so I did it to a 3x3x9, which is made by Whit Eden, and it's actually cubic. All the layers are just a few millimeters thick. That was a very, very old mod. I did that many years ago, but it came out pretty well, and that was pretty fun. But I did, after that, want to try doing it on, say, like a 5x5, but never a 7x7. I always seemed like that was a very ambitious project, but this, as you can see, this puzzle turned out extremely well. So what he's done is he's basically cut down the corners just about as far as they can go, and then extended out all of these pieces here. So as you can see, this middle layer has been extended out by several cubies. So if I turn the middle layer up like that, you can see how far up it's been extended, which is pretty amazing. So we'll go ahead and try out some turning here. I'm just going to go ahead and try for a kind of a checkerboard pattern, although it doesn't really work very well on Fisher cubes, but just to test all of the layers. So the puzzle turns reasonably well. It looks like a couple of the pieces are stuck, probably from the spray paint. There we go. But there, yeah, movement's not too bad. Like he said, the spray paint did affect the turning a little bit, and I can definitely see how that is the case. But it's really not that big of a deal. The turning is still very adequate. But yeah, that is kind of what a checkerboard pattern looks like. So yeah, overall, the build quality of this puzzle looks absolutely great. It looks like he did the extensions pretty much perfectly. There doesn't seem to be very many huge gaps between the pieces. All the sides are very, very flat, which can be pretty hard to do when you're doing this much extending to almost all of the pieces, as well as cutting things down and filling. So it is very, very impressive what he's been able to do with this modification. I think it turned out incredibly well, and it's going to be pretty interesting to solve. So this is pretty much what a face looks like. So as you guys can see, this is your center. So I've solved 7x7 super cubes before, so I don't think it's going to be too bad, especially because you kind of have this middle bar that kind of determines what the colors are going to be like. Some of them, it's a lot more, it's not as easy to tell where the pieces go, so I don't think it's going to be too bad. And then I think if we save these two centers for last, then we won't have any problems with solving the last super cube center, which can be very difficult on a cube with this many pieces. It looks like the only layers that were extended were these 3 layers here on all the sides, because as you can see, if I turn the first layer up, obviously that was cut in, but then the second layer is just completely flush with the top. So that one, it doesn't look like that was extended at all, but as soon as you bring up the third layer, you can see how that sticks up. And then of course the middle layer sticks up quite a bit. So you can kind of see the gluing line where he glued on the centimeter cubes. So centimeter cubes have become very, very popular in the modding community to extend puzzles because they exactly fit the Shangshou 7x7 as well as a couple of other puzzles like certain 6x6s it'll work with. And that makes them work extremely well for doing these big cube extension modifications that require a lot of extending. So you don't have to use plastic sheeting or epoxy sculpt. You can just get these little cubies that are the exact right size and then stick them on. Yeah, everything about this mod is super high quality, so definitely be sure to go check out CalmCuber's Instagram. So with that, I think we'll go ahead and scramble this puzzle up. Alright, so I'd say that is a pretty sufficient scramble. This is an absolute mess when it is scrambled. This puzzle looks absolutely stunning when it is scrambled. It feels a whole lot bigger than it actually is just because there's been so much extending, and so it kind of makes the whole cube feel bigger when it is shape-shifted like this. But yeah, this is quite a beautiful puzzle. Yeah, it is amazing. Yeah, so I think the first order of business for solving this is just going to be to solve the 4 super cube centers and then leave the last 2 yellow and white centers for last. So I think we'll go ahead and start with this one right here, and we'll just work our way around. Alright, first center is done. Definitely didn't take as long as I thought it would, basically because all these pieces are pretty much the same shape, so it's very easy to spot them and put them in the right spot. So let's go ahead and keep going. Alright, center number 2 is now done. So now you can kind of start to see this orange face start to take shape. So we will keep moving. Alright, so there we go. First 4 centers are done. So now, as you can see, we're not going to have parity for the last center because the last 2 are yellow and white, which don't have any modifications done to them, and you can do these without affecting the other ones. So we'll go ahead and do that now and then move on to edge pairing. Alright, all centers are done now, so that was definitely the longest step. Edge pairing is definitely going to go by much faster, so we're really pretty much almost done. Alright, so all of the edges are done now, so we just need to solve this now like a 3x3 Fisher cube. So we'll go ahead and do that and finish out the solve. Alright, there we go. There is the solve. Okay, so that solve was really not too bad. Nothing really unexpected happened. There weren't any unexpected parities or any unexpected complications that I wasn't thinking about before I already started. The 3x3 solve at the end went fine. There were no like corner parities or anything weird like that. All the center building went okay. I wasn't really experiencing finding duplicate pieces or anything like that. Everything just went very, very smoothly. It did take some time. I'd estimate around 45 minutes or so, but it was a very, very fun solve indeed. Anyways, that is really about it for the 7x7 Fisher Cube. This is a super, super cool puzzle, and I just want to give a huge thank you once again to CalmCuber for allowing me to show you guys this puzzle on my channel. I'm not keeping this. I'm going to be sending this back to him. The only one I'm keeping is this one right here, this little 1x2x2 Zoc cube. But anyways, be sure to check out his Instagram. The link will be down in the description below as always. Anyways, guys, that's about it for this unboxing and solve. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.